one of the tourist areas of Cartagena, Colombia, the beautiful cobblestone streets of the old city, or beneath the tall white beach condos of Boca Grande, you might not believe someone if they told you that more than half of Cartagena's people are poor. You've probably been approached by numerous street vendors who try to get you to buy the hats, food, or jewelry they're selling, but they seem to be doing all right. The horses pulling the tour carriages seem much thinner and shabbier than those in American cities, but nothing about these areas of the city screams destitution. There's hustle and bustle here, people eating at outdoor restaurants or dancing in bars. However, if you drive just a couple of miles from the city and come to the barrio of Rafael Nunez, things look a little different. The streets are dirt, and when it rains, they turn to a sloppy mud that city buses refuse to drive across. Stray dogs and pigs rummage through trash strewn on the street for food. Children play among them. Some have shoes, others don't. Some little boys are wearing nothing more than a pair of underwear. Among the small cement houses that line the dirt roads is the facade of an organization set on changing all that. Foundacion Granitos de Paz came to Rafael Nunez in 2005 with a mission and a model aimed at helping all members of the community, from children to the elderly. Executive Director of Granitos de Paz, Marta Mogollon.
We basically place the family as the center, and we work in 5 different aspects, which are health and family planning, education, income, generation and training, housing and environment, sports and culture. In those 5 areas, we have different programs.
Mogollon says one of the biggest struggles the community is facing is raising the level of public education. She believes if education improves, other areas will follow.
Many of the girls here get pregnant at really young ages. At 14, 15, they start having kids. So that's a big problem too. But I think if you work with education, you'll prevent that as well. Because if they know that they have a chance, that there's something out there, then they'll look forward and have a future planned. Right now, many of them have never left the barrio, so they think they're destined, to stay here. Maybe they leave school and get pregnant at 14 and have kids.
Violence is another problem that the Rafael Nunez community must deal with.
In these barrios, there are a lot of gangs. In Rafael Nunez, not precisely, but we have gangs in the barrios that are next to us, in 11 de Noviembre and Líbano. So since we're in the middle, sometimes they come and fight here where we are.
Yocasta Becerra began working at Granitos de Paz a year ago in the bakery. She says the foundation has helped keep her 3 boys out of trouble.
Somos una familia humilde, siempre nos hacen falta cosas en el hogar. Y gracias a Dios mis hijos nunca han estado.
We are a humble family. We are always lacking in things for our home. And well, thank God my kids have never been linked with any gangs. But I live fearfully. If my kids get home late, yes, because in this sector you see a lot of violence and fights. But they've never been, because they've always been involved in their studies and sports, all 3 of them. They are 3 boys, but they've never had any problems with drugs. The oldest is 20. Nothing, no gangs. I've never had to run away from these problems, no.
Even though none of her sons are involved in violence, gangs are never far from her mind.
Diría lo más importante, la seguridad, que hubiera más seguridad y mermara la violencia, muchas las pandillas, los picos, eso que le llaman.
I would say that the most important is safety, that there would be more safety, and to stop violence. Gangs and the picos. Do you know what picos are? They're big gatherings that they put in place every weekend that incite the youth to become involved with violence and get drugged. We wish that would disappear from this place, the picos.
Often filled with trash and stagnant water, the swampy areas surrounding Rafael Nunez do not provide a safe environment for kids to play in. Poor sanitation is a growing problem. Mogollon says many of the homes are built near canals. When these canals flood, it brings sewer water right into the homes. She says the lack of indoor plumbing also creates problems.
They don't have bathrooms, so they call them like frisbees. What they do is that in the backyard they go to the bathroom in a bag, then tie it and throw it to the house next door, which causes a lot of problems.
Mogollon says the poverty in Rafael Nunez goes back for generations.
It's historic poverty. This sector started being invaded in the 1960s, and basically all of this was water, because we border the Virgin Mary swamp, and people basically they put sticks, put soil, and then they would build their houses there. And as the years passed, the people, like the daughter would move to the water and build her house there. They would keep filling it up, and then it kept on going. So you'll find today that the grandmother lives closer to the main street, and then the mother in the middle, and then the grandchild by the water. So basically poverty was never broken. The cycle kept going, and that's what we're trying to stop right now.
Getting out of the barrio is not easy. Mogollon says out of some 30,000 applications for Cartagena's one university, only 1,000 get in. All Yocasta Becerra hopes for is that her sons find jobs that will provide them with security.
Sueño que ellos sean unos profesionales, que estudien y que lleguen a ser alguien en la vida, aunque no.
My dream is for them that they become, professionals, that they study and become someone in their lives. Although they don't have much money, but with the studies, that they will be able to have enough, so that when they have families, not just to have to get by with the necessities like we do now. My dream is that they become someone and that they study.
For many in Rafael Nunez, making money off Cartagena's tourist industry may be their best option. Granitos de Paz offers courses that helps members of the community get jobs in hotels and restaurants. Mogollon says vendors selling food, beer, or water to tourists are not making enough to get by.
They make between $5 and $10 a day, maybe, and that's not enough income for at least 5 people, which are like the number of people per family. But they live off that, like, even though it's not enough. And there's kind of like a cultural thing that it's kind of negative. Like, if today they make $20 instead of 10, then tomorrow they won't go and work, because they live day by day. So that's something we have been working on and try to change that culture, that thought that if today they make double, then they don't have to work the next day, instead of working and then saving some money.
Mogollon says the people of Rafael Nunez make on average 260,000 pesos a month, equivalent to $130 US. That's half the minimum wage of Colombia of 500,000 pesos. Many years ago, homes in this community were painted bright colors, but over time the paint has faded and chipped, leaving behind hues as dull as the dirt road. The bright yellow walls of Granitos de Paz stand out, shining like a beacon of hope. Becerra says Granitos de Paz has improved the lives of many in Rafael Nunez, but there is still more that needs to be done.
O sea que es una comunidad que necesita mucha ayuda más en la zona suroriental.
This is a community that needs a lot of help. A lot of help in the southeast region. These are people that don't have steady, proper job. They don't have anything to support their families with. Their children need clothing. This is a community that is still very poor in every sense of the word. So yes, we need a lot of help.
When asked what she felt was the most important thing for people in the United States to know about Rafael Nunez, Mogollon had this to say.
I think something about our community is that even though they are very needy, they're very poor, they're happy people. That when people come here, they witness that if you don't have that much, you can still be very happy. And people want to move forward, they want to learn new things. And if they get the chance, they'll take it. So basically, that even though they say bad things about Colombia and like Rafael Nunez, like here in Cartagena, they talk badly about it. They say, you know, there's drugs, they're really poor, there's violence, but it's not like that. Once you come in and see it, then it's a different thing.
For Front Page on the Air, I'm Lee Ziesche.